this is Dawn from Create28 and Create with Confidence, and today I am continuing with the Mass Make March with Scrapbooking and me and the design team, and I am just about finished with my journal that I've been making with the kit, and believe it or not, I have used all the pages in the kit except for these, and I'll find a use for them because I'm not completely finished, and I'm cutting out the ephemera right now. So these are the pages left that I've got finished cutting out the ephemera, and this is the book. So I showed you parts of it last time. I'm not sure where I finished up with it, so I'm just going to do a flip through for a couple seconds to show you some more of it. There's flip out, there's some more double pockets, there's another flip out. Let's see what else we got here. The pocket, just a Dutch door, another pocket, full sheet. So yeah, so it's almost finished. It's finished with the pages. Now it's just doing the cover, adding the ephemera, and doing the fun stuff, decorating it. So what I'm going to do today is I have a lot of scraps, and I do mean a lot. Let me find some place to put this. And I have divided the scraps up into two different piles. One is a colored pile and one is just a neutral pile. And I'm going to show you how to do snippets, because remember I had all those book pages too. So I cut the book pages up into strips. And we're going to use these strips to work on the snippets. And you don't have to have a sewing machine to do a snippet. You can do a snippet with just glue. And that's what I'm going to do with the first one. And I guess I'll start with the color pages. Let me get these neutral ones out of the way. Still working with a limited area. And I did go off and get some more glue sticks. So I'll open a new package of those. And I found that one. So I'll probably go ahead and sew this so that it does have some sewing machine lines on it. But you don't have to sew it. But if you do sew it, I have heard that using the glue sticks are better than using like a regular glue, because it doesn't gunk up the sewing machine as much. But then again, you still want to use different needles for your sewing machines. So like for paper, I'll use one needle and mark it as paper, and then I'll use a different needle for fabric. So I'm just going to take a couple strips here. And I cut these out to be about 1 1/4. I figured that was a good length. And I'm just going to glue two of them together. And I am just going to start tearing up some of these pieces here. This would be a good thing to do if you're having a bad day and you're frustrated about something. Just come in and tear some paper up. Okay, so I'm just going to make a pile of torn up pages. I'm getting excited about my shop We went and got the drywall yesterday, and then the guy's going to come and put that up this week, hopefully. So I'll be painting in there soon, and we'll be moving in there shortly. And then I'll have a place to work again, and that makes me very happy. Okay, so I've got a good stash here, torn up. So now I'm just going to plop some glue on and start placing these guys on here. Okay, and we just want to cover it up. And you want to do different angles, of course, because you don't want everything to be the same. Okay. And I'm not gluing this down really good. If you weren't going to use a sewing machine afterwards, I would glue it down pretty good. But since I am, I'm not worried about how well it's glued down right now. I'm going to cover up that white because I'm not going to want to look at that. So just make it at different angles. Let's get some more pink in there. I'm just going to take that white off. And you can see this goes by pretty fast. And these can be used as belly bands and tucks, or you can use them for clusters. You can use them for page borders. You can roll them up and keep them for when you're ready to use them. I had several that had this on the end of it. So like right here. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut this out and use that as a page border. Get rid of that little white there. Okay, I'm going to glue this on. Okay. And I won't make this real long because you'll be able to get the idea, of course, with just what we've got here. Kind of like a master board, but just on as a strip. this little flower here. I'm just going to plop that guy right there. I didn't use him. Let's see what else. So today's a nice day. Tomorrow we're expecting some really bad storms. I'll use that in a minute. Do it this one. So I figured tomorrow would be a good day to stay home and work on my taxes. Fun. Yeah, I know, it's about time, right? Okay, so you can see I'm getting a fairly long piece right now. Oopsies. Okay. Okay, so we've got this piece right now. Just like that. Now if I wanted to, I can come in here and add some other little pieces. Just trying to get some things layered here. So I'm just adding some layers. I had those floating around. Let's see, let's take, you can just take one of these snippets here. Sticking to my fingers. I hate it when that happens. We got that. Let's see what else we got floating around on this desk here. Got some little bits of lace here. Let's see where my scissors are. They're buried. Let's just cut some little lace up. And now I've got fabric floating around here someplace. Okay. May have to get some fabric tack for this. Oh, the cat's lonely. You can probably hear her meowing in the background, wondering where I'm at. That's pathetic. Or she may have found her toy again. She finds that green little toy and puts it in her mouth and wanders around meowing with it. Can't figure that one out. Let's throw some down here. Throw some down there. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got some of this stuff, which is the fabric softener sheets. We've got to figure out something to use it, right? Okay, so I'm just finding things on my desk that are floating around here. Adding layers. That aside. Okay, so we got some layers added on here. At least starting to. See what else we got floating around here. Got some little labels, clear labels. Those aren't clear. These clear? I think these are the clear ones. Let's see. Okay, so if you have any clear labels or stickers, put that on there. These are ones that I just made up. Because I was experimenting with something. So if you like them and you want to print them out, I'll post a link on the bottom so that you can print them out. You just need a clear label sheet. They print out on, well, yeah, just get a clear label. Oops, can I take that off? Oh well, it kind of went over the edge. So there we go, getting it done. There's a mushroom and a butterfly. Up there. Let's put you right there. Okay, so we're going along here. Let me get this stuff out of the way for a second. Okay, and then you can just keep adding on to this. I'm not going to. And if you don't have a sewing machine and you want to make it look like it's sewn, let's see if I've got a black marker pen. Usually I do, floating around here, like a Sharpie. Can do. You can make fake lines, fake sewing lines down here. Oops. I don't know if you can see those or not. Okay. But you can make fake sewing lines on it and not have to worry about sewing. And then to store it, oh boy, that's purple, isn't it? I know it dries clear. Just gonna pin that down. Okay. To store it, all you do is you can just roll it up. Like so. And roll it up tighter. This isn't all dried yet, but roll it up. Put a band around it. You can roll it up around a toilet paper roll, whatever you want to use, and store it. Then when you want it, just unroll it, cut off the piece you want, or cut off the piece and use it. And I'll show some uses on it on my junk journal. So that is a snippet roll. Okay. And do the same thing for the one that's going to do the same thing for the one that's just going to be a neutral color. So let me just put these up. Let me just put this away. Slide these away for a second. And if you want to stick around and watch this, you can. It's just going to be the same thing, but with neutrals. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the couple sheets here. Grab my neutral pile. And I haven't torn anything up in here yet. You see, I've got some, I do have some colors in it, but even the colors are still neutrals. The blues, they're more like grays. It doesn't matter what shape they are. Okay, and yes, I've got my tea paper here, tea bags, so I'll use them. And you can even make a snippet roll just out of tea bags and use it for borders and stuff. This turns out really kind of cute. And you can make ruffles out of tea bag borders, which I've done before. Okay. So let me put those aside here. Those will probably go on top since they are kind of clear once you put them on, which is kind of cool. Let's see what I've got else here. Okay, here's some. Here's some magazine pages. Here's some book pages. Okay. Okay, same thing. Let's just start gluing them on. My pile is kind of trying to fall here. Get some magazine pages. Let's see, I'm going to do the back there. Get the browns and not the greens. I like the neutrals because they can go on just about everything. And yeah, I left some of these pieces pretty big. Won't take me as long that way. Okay. Again, I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine once I get through. I just don't have a camera on it, so be hard to film it. But if I were doing this, just sewing it, I could do this without gluing it first. but I'm trying to show y'all what you can do. I like that piece right there. What you can do without a sewing machine. Because I know a lot of people don't have one. It is a luxury. So you see, I'm not putting a whole lot of thought on this. If you're having one of those days where you just don't feel like doing something, or you want to do something but you don't know what to do, or you're blocked mentally, you can just come into your craft room, tear up paper, and do this. Give you something to do, get your hands busy, get you into your craft room. Oops, just knocked something over. And you don't have to worry about thinking about anything. Just kind of a mindless activity. Okay, I know y'all, I'm running out of space where you guys can see me here. So I'm on the bottom of the third little sheet there that I had taped on. Okay, let me put some book pages on top. It looks like an eyeball. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back and start layering stuff. And let me layer some of this. So looking around to see if I had any stamps floating around here. But I don't, but I do have, look at that piece of material. Okay, let me put this aside for a second. I'm going to go pick up some stamps and I'll be right back. Ooh, what's this? Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. Aha, yeah. Okay. Let's play with that. Add a little distressed oxide there. Okay. That's kind of cool. Now, gotta let it dry. Or I can find my, yeah, I have a heat gun here. Imagine that. See, one of my strips is coming off here, where I had glued two pieces of paper together. It's the only thing bad about this glue. Okay. Okay, so if you don't have stickers, no problem. See if you've got any stamps. I'm just going to stamp that. And I'm just stamping willy-nilly here. These just happen to be the stamps that fell out when I opened up the package, to be honest with you, so. Okay. I don't think we're going to do anything else with this one except for glue it. Still have this fabric though. Nah, I'll leave that for later. Okay. So I went to the sewing machine and went ahead and sewed these, so you can see what these snippets look like sewed. There's one, and here's the other one. Sorry for the glare. And I went ahead and, since I had my sewing machine out, I sewed what I'm going to use for the cover of the journal. And I put in the snippet into one of the pages, just to use as a tuck spot, and I can add something as a centerpiece there if I wanted to, or just leave it like it is. So that's the conclusion of this video, and I will do a flip through for the journal once I get completely finished with it and get all the pages done and the cover on and everything accessorized. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.